Hey, what's going on guys? Alex here with TFL Truck, and I've got two Rams right here, and this one's pretty cool because it's the all-new 2022 Ram 1500 BackCountry Edition. So in this video, we're gonna run through everything you get with that package, and we're gonna put it up next to my personal truck, my 2020 Ram 1500 Rebel, and then at the end of the video, we're also gonna do a little long-term review because I've owned this just over a year. I put 17,000 miles on it. We'll talk about my experience. So this BackCountry Edition is all new for 2022, and really it gets you three things. The first being unique exterior styling, the second being a bunch of off-road bits to obviously make your life a little easier off-road, and then the last thing is some additional utility stuff in the bed. But let's start off with what you get as far as exterior styling. So the first thing on the exterior is the two-tone paint job. So we have a black bumper, it extends all the way down the side into the rear bumper. The grille surround is also body color matched. The headlamp bezel has been done in gloss black. You've also got a running board on the BackCountry Edition. And lastly, the badges are all done in black, and this BackCountry Edition can be fitted to a Bighorn or a Lone Star. This one's obviously a Bighorn. And that about does it for the exterior, but this BackCountry package also gets you the off-road group. That's gonna get you recovery hooks, also a set of skid plates right there for the front suspension, transfer case, power steering, and fuel tank. Also off-road calibrated shocks, although they do look a little different from the blue and yellow Bilsteins that are on my Rebel. And then you also get all-terrain tires. These are Falcon Wild Peaks. They're a 275/65/18. Not too bad, but not quite the beefy Goodyear Wrangler Duratrack that's on here. This is a 275/70/18, so just a little more sidewall on the Rebel. And lastly, hill descent control and also an electronically locking rear axle. All right, and that's everything that you need to know about the off-road goodies, but now moving on to the bed utility group, because that's also part of the BackCountry package. And the first obvious thing that gets you is this soft tonneau cover right here to help you keep all your personal belongings out of view. So just two latches, one on each side, and then you can fold this whole cover back just like that. This spray-in bed liner is also part of the package. So is this tie-down system with these sliding anchors that you can loosen and reposition wherever you need them. You've also got bed lighting integrated into the side of the bed. And lastly, this extendable step to help you get up into the bed nice and easy. And on some BackCountry Editions, you'll also get a bed extender back here, but that's only available with the Ram boxes, and this particular truck doesn't have them. All right, so there you have it. Now you know pretty much everything you get with the BackCountry Edition Ram 1500 for 2022. But now let's take a look at these two trucks side by side and see exactly what the difference is between a BackCountry and a Rebel. Starting under the hood of the BackCountry, you find a 5.7 liter Hemi V8 with their mild hybrid e-torque system. You can get the BackCountry Edition only with a Hemi V8. You can get it either with or without e-torque. You find the same exact motor under the hood of this one, so 5.7 liter Hemi V8 with e-torque. Both of these are making 395 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque, but worth noting that on the Rebel, you have a few more options. You can get the V6, you can get the Eco Diesel, so your options are a little more limited on the BackCountry. Front-end design between these two trucks is pretty different. Obviously on the BackCountry, we have a lot more painted surfaces, a lot more color body matched materials versus some more plastic and matte black accents over here on the Rebel. The hoods are also different. So on the Rebel, we have some vents cut into the top and just a few more plastic bits. And on the BackCountry, it's kind of more streamlined and more of a basic hood on here. Headlights are also different. Besides the fact that the bezels in here are done in black, these are halogens, these are LEDs. The fog light design is also a little bit different between these two trucks, but they both do have recovery hooks. They both do have parking sensors, no front camera on either of these trucks. So they look different, but functionality wise, they're pretty similar, minus the headlights. Also, the placement of the 1500 badge is a little different on these two trucks. This one says Hemi e-torque, and this one's higher up on the hood, and it just says Hemi 5.7 liter, even though it does have the e-torque under the hood. And both of these trucks here are crew cabs with a 5'7" box, and that's the only way you can get a Rebel in 2022. But if you get a BackCountry, you have slightly more options. You can get this configuration, but you can also get a crew cab with the longer 6'4" bed, or you can get the shorter quad cab with that longer 6'4" bed as well. And then the taillight design is a little bit different too. On the Rebel, we have some more black accents coming through, and then on the BackCountry, a little more chrome and red because this is a bighorn taillight. All right, now moving to the interior of the BackCountry edition. I do like that side step getting in. It's a lot easier than my truck. But once we're in here, it's very black. This is the only interior color you can get on the BackCountry edition. And I don't mind it. I like black interiors. One of the big differences between these two trucks are the screens. This is the 8.4-inch screen, and my truck is optioned with the 12-inch screen, so obviously a different size. But they're running different software too. This one has the new Uconnect 5 system, which looks very similar to the old Uconnect system on the smaller screens. It's all very snappy and responsive, and just looks a little better than the old system, but it operates pretty much the same way. Things are a little different down here at the bottom of this panel too. Both trucks have a trailer brake controller, but this BackCountry edition is equipped with the trailer steering feature. So you have that right there, and that gets rid of some of the switches on the right side and turns them into buttons. So all the same controls here, but these are buttons and they're switches on my truck. This trim piece up top on the BackCountry almost looks like a dark graphite wood. I don't know what they were going for there. And the Rebel has this almost diamond plated like material. And of course the BackCountry says BackCountry on the inside, whereas the Rebel obviously says Rebel. And then the seats, these are a mix between leather and a fabric insert. And then the Rebel gets a full leather seat, and it even has the word Rebel embroidered into the side of it. Finally, I gotta make Andre proud and talk about payload. So on this BackCountry edition, we're looking at 1,452 pounds. And then on my Rebel, 1,484 pounds. These are so close in payload. All right, now I bought this Rebel just over a year ago, and since then I've put about 17,000 miles on it. Some of you guys have asked for an update to see how the truck has been treating me, so let's dive into that. One of my favorite parts about the Rebel is the tire it comes with, the Wrangler Duratrax. I had these same tires on my old Grand Cherokee, absolutely loved them, so that was a big selling point for me, and they're holding up really well after 17,000 miles. There's a few chunks missing here and there. I have off-roaded them a few times, but I've been really happy with the tires. All right, a couple things on the interior I want to talk about. First of all is this 12-inch screen. When I was buying the truck, I did not want one of these. I was searching for a truck with a smaller screen, couldn't find one, so ended up buying this truck. And I have to say, I really love the screen. Didn't expect to like it this much. The only physical buttons you're losing by having this big screen are heated seat and heated steering wheel. They're through software, but everything else you still have a physical button for down the sides. So I'm super happy with that. Moving down here to my trailer brake controller, which is pretty dusty right now. Got to give my truck a good wash. I've had some issues with this, although I haven't done anything about it. It's not doing it now, but sometimes this minus button sticks in and doesn't pop back out. So if I were towing a lot with trailers with brakes, I would get that fixed, but my personal trailer weighs like 800 pounds and doesn't need brakes, doesn't have brakes, so I'm just kind of leaving that. Doesn't bother me at all. And other than that, pretty basic in here. I did add a little hardwire radar detector. I've done that to every vehicle I've ever owned. Doesn't really do much for me. I don't really speed in this truck, but just kind of as a throwback to my GTI days. I have taken this truck off-road a few times, nothing too crazy, but I did get a little bit of a rock to my door and this bottom panel here. Little bit of a bummer, but I'd rather it be trail damage than, you know, just a regular car accident. So it's something I can be a little bit proud of. I've got my adjustable trailer hitch on here. It's nothing fancy. It's just what I use to tow around my little trailer. If you look on my tailgate here, I actually have this piece of tape that's protecting my paint. All the guys at the office give me a lot of crap for this. Case and Tommy think it's pretty funny. But I have a soft topper that's not on the truck right now that likes to flap against this. So the idea is that will help protect my clear coat. I don't know how well it's working, but I've decided to leave it on there. mostly what I use my truck for is hauling around motorcycles, so that's kind of what I have it set up for. So when I got the truck, it didn't have a bed liner. I took it to Linex of Boulder, got their premium UV protected bed liner. I've been pretty happy with it. It's pretty durable. I've also added this bed extender right here so that I can not strap all my stuff down when I load up ramps and gas cans and toolboxes to take my bikes to the track. So that's pretty useful, and it's super easy to remove, just like that. I think this was like 150, 200 bucks, and that was 200 bucks well spent. Up here on the side rails of my bed, I have these soft topper rails. Like I said, the soft topper is not on my truck right now. A lot of people gave us crap for the soft topper when we had it on our Raptor, but I really love it. Totally recommend the product. And then lastly, these rails right here, they come standard on the BackCountry edition. I added them myself to this truck. The guys at the dealer actually said they wouldn't be able to install it with the soft topper, but I managed to make it work just fine. And then those 3 snap buttons up at the top of the bed right there, those are also to interface with the soft topper. That pretty much does it for the bed. So there you have it, just a quick little 1-year review of my 17,000 mile Ram Rebel. I absolutely love the truck, have no regrets. I've done a few road trips in it. It's really a great road trip vehicle. Besides the fact that it has a little 23-gallon tank, that's not too great. I wish I had the bigger 33-gallon tank, but you can't have everything. No mechanical issues, really zero that I can speak of. The only thing is that trailer brake controller, which really doesn't bother me that much because I don't tow heavy trailers with this. Other than that, it's been rock solid, and I love the truck. So there you have it, the all-new 2022 Ram 1500 BackCountry Edition. It's available now if you want to go pick one up. I configured one online, and the cheapest I could get it to was $51,880. So that's the base price per the configurator, and that is for the quad cab 6'4" bed version of the BackCountry Edition. This truck right here is a little bit nicer. It has the level 2 equipment group, which brings the price up to $56,670. So there you have it, just one more truck to choose from this year within the Ram lineup. Let me know down in the comments below, would you rather have the BackCountry Edition or a Rebel? We'll catch you in the next video.